to call me a liar, then I'll just be a liar. If you're going to call me a thief, I'll just start stealing things. If you're going to call me that, I'm just going to go ahead and be that. The brain is a weird thing. And we're created in God's image, and yet we're sinners and we're broken. And I think there's something down inside. I know I'm messing with philosophy and psychology and some theories of my own here, not necessarily from Scripture, but not that far from. The idea that there's something in us that seeks for a way to punish us. And we do the things that are going to be bad for us in the end. You think of a young woman that's in an abusive situation where the guy's beating her up and beating her kids, and she gets out of that. You know what? If you track some of these folks, they'll get out of that relationship and wind up in another relationship that's not that much different, because there's something in us that just seeks to punish ourselves. So the idea of the pleasures of sin. Why would I find pleasure in doing something that I'm going to wake up tomorrow and my head's going to be throbbing and I don't know where I was and what I did? I'm going to wake up rolling in my vomit. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to destroy my family. I'm going to have no self-respect at the end of all of this. Why would I call that a pleasurable thing, right? Why do I keep doing the things that are bad for me? I don't know if this touches a nerve anywhere on any level with any of you, but I know that's been my experience at different times. I fail to accept that Jesus paid for all of that. And I don't need to punish myself for what's been forgiven. We're looking at Moses today. Moses, you'll read about Moses. It's about 300 years after Joseph. Back in the Old Testament, we finished him up a little bit when we were talking about Joseph in Genesis. You get into Exodus, and in the first part of the chapter, or first chapter 1, it tells you where Israel is. They've come into Egypt, and they're there. And they're killing all the baby boys because Pharaoh is threatened by the Jewish babies that are being born, so they're throwing them in the river. Chapter 2, Moses is born. God says, okay, it's time for Moses. Moses gets born, and he has 3 major divisions in Moses' life. Some of y'all know this, but for the sake of just Bible knowledge, I'm going to fill you in. Moses spends the first 40 years of his life being raised